This is serious to me. It's not conversation no more. Action has to happen.
Less words, more action. The announcement of a new proposal to curb the growing crime rate in Indianapolis leads to a very passionate and heated exchange of words.
Health concerns mean a building in the Decatur Township School District will be tested. The medical conditions reported by teachers.
Dry now, rain will return to the forecast and potentially some accumulating snow. We'll talk about when.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
You ain't did nothing like that. You want to come out from up here.
Let me answer.
Emotions running high during an afternoon news conference to address violence in Indianapolis.
We heard people voicing their frustrations as a city-county councilor announced his plan to address the city's recent spike in deadly crime.
This comes just days after a quadruple homicide on the northeast side.
RTV6's Megan Sanctorum is working for you to find out what the councilor is proposing and why some were so upset today.
The issue is poverty. The issue is gentrification. The issue is food deserts. The issue is homelessness.
You can hear the frustration in their voices. Community members speaking up about ongoing violence in the city, desperate for change. Several people interrupted a press conference led by Councilor Brian Mowry as he announced the organization of an emergency public safety summit. He has the backing of the FOP and calls this a bipartisan effort. He tells us the goal is to bring community leaders together from all across the city to talk about solutions. As local leaders stood at the podium explaining the summit, tension with the crowd grew. Some community members say talking about the problem has not helped. They think the focus needs to be on addressing the root cause of violent crime.
Until we get to the root, we're still going to see the same old pattern of violence happening. Until we get to that root, we're never going to be able to solve the issue.
Others say they're glad people will be coming together for the summit, but they're still frustrated with the lack of collaboration between local leaders and organizations.
We have a lot of people trying to build programs to help and assist, but we have no support because guess what? Everybody's building their own issues. Everybody's working on their own thing. Collective impact. That's what the word truly should be. It's collective impact on what unity really looks like.
The Public Safety Summit is scheduled for next Monday. Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
Tonight on the news at 6, hear Mayor Hogseth's reaction to today's announcement. Metro Police are investigating a homicide on the southeast side. This happened just after 9:30 in the 1300 block of Olive Street. When they arrived, they found a man dead at the scene. We've received no other information regarding the victim or possible cause of death. If you have any information, contact Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS.
New at 5, teacher health concerns are sparking the testing of the Blue and Gold Academies in Decatur Township. Today, the Southwest Side Indianapolis School District hired an environmental consulting company to begin tests at the facility, which houses 2 elementary schools off of Mann Road. Avon-based PH2 LLC will conduct a full check of the building after 4 teachers, dating back to 2018, reported being diagnosed with tumors. That includes 3 teachers who reported head-related tumors within the past 6 months. The testing at the school is expected to take several months. The company doing the testing released this statement to RTV6, which says in part, quote, "At this point, due to HIPAA constraints, PH2 does not have critical information to determine if there is a health issue. PH2 has no information to indicate that anyone in this community is at risk in general," end quote. Only on RTV6, millions of police records are no longer online after an Indianapolis man reaches out to RTV6 for help. The Metro Police report that he bought online for $5 had personal information which should not have been available. Call 6 Chief Investigator Rafael Sanchez reports on how your private information is being protected.
Click, click, click. That's it. Pay $5 and you're on.
David Leeper needed a police report. It involves an incident from 2001 when he was 18. The now 37-year-old bought an online police report and was surprised that Social Security numbers were on it.
I believe this was an oversight, had to be an oversight for socials to be easily accessible like that. I never, ever want someone to be able to easily access my information and utilize my credit worked really hard to improve it. I'd hate for somebody to come through and wreck it in a reckless shopping spree.
I asked David not to post anything on social media until the issue was fixed. RTV6 contacted Metro Police.
Within hours, there was no trace of any of those reports.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Nearly 3 million incident reports from the years 2000 through 2013 are no longer available online as a precaution. The ability to buy a police report online is a convenience. There are many reasons why someone may need one, including to file an insurance claim, to learn more about the history of a home before buying it, or to conduct an informal background check.
2,948,000. And of those, we believe an extremely small number contained any personally identifiable information that was ultimately available to be purchased online, and then we believe it's an even smaller number that were actually purchased online.
Metro Police has asked its vendor to scrub the affected reports. It's unclear when they'll show up again online.
We have employed safeguards throughout the years to protect the privacy and the personal information of our victims and people involved in incidents that we become involved with.
And that was Rafael Sanchez reporting. To be clear, police reports from 2013 through today are available for purchase online. But if you need a police report from the years 2000 through 2013, you will need to drive to the City County building and check with the IMPD help desk. The report from those years will be reviewed, and if necessary, personal information will be redacted before it's passed out.
Kevin, we've had rain, and more rain, and now today, no rain.
It's not raining. That's our lead story. Yeah. It will come back in the middle of the week. We'll get to that in a second. But let's live in the moment. We've had almost 2 inches of rain here in the last couple of days. That might be getting carried away there. Wearing the shorts, but he's working up a sweat. Temperatures, they've fallen from a morning high. Probably just after 1 o'clock we were at 43, but this afternoon temperatures in the 30s, but everybody looks prepared for that. There's our 2-day total in Indianapolis. 1 3/4 inches. It would have been a whole lot of snow, but this has been a winter defined by big rain events. Just to prove it's not raining, we could have some drizzle in spots. Anything would be too light to detect by radar. The gray is familiar. That's all of the cloud cover across central Indiana. We're dry tonight and tomorrow. 35 in Kokomo, 34 in Marion. Temperatures about average for this time of year. 38 in Bedford. Other temperatures tonight will drop into the upper 20s, but it will be a slow temperature change because of the clouds that we have. They're going nowhere. Temperature at 11, 33 degrees. First thing in the morning, the drive to work will be dry. Lots of clouds. A little bit of sun may break through in the afternoon, and we stay dry tomorrow.
Tonight is your chance to hear details about a new roundabout project on the south and southeast sides of Indianapolis. The Department of Public Works plans to transform intersections into roundabouts at Stop 11 Road and Combs Road, Stop 11 Road and 5 Points Road, 5 Points Road and Edgewood Avenue, and Sherman Drive and Thompson Road. Those are in Perry and Franklin townships. An open house begins in just a few minutes to discuss the projects in the Franklin Central High School cafeteria. It starts at 5:30. You will be able to ask questions, provide feedback, and get details on the estimated construction timeline and planned detour routes.
Now to Democracy 2020 and the race for president in just a few hours. Right at midnight, the first votes will be cast in the New Hampshire primary. Over the weekend, tensions reached new highs as the candidates sharpened their attacks against one another. Meanwhile, their common rival, President Trump, is coming to town to host his own re-election rally. ABC's Mona Kassar Abdi is in Manchester, New Hampshire.
It is good to see. The countdown is on for the first in the nation primary, and the candidates not wasting a minute.
Now it's decision time, and it's coming down to this.
Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders getting an early start, addressing a crowd of supporters at a breakfast in Manchester.
We don't go to rich people's homes and get advice from millionaires and billionaires who are raising all kinds of money. You are my donors.
Sanders, who's currently leading the pack in the polls, reminding voters of his grassroots-funded campaign. on the other side of the state.
We have a big thing tomorrow.
Senator Amy Klobuchar, feeling a boost from Friday's debate, pushed an optimistic message in the first of her 4 events.
I don't have the biggest bank account in this race. I didn't have the biggest name ID going into this, but what I have is grit.
Senator Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden feeling the pressure to bounce back in New Hampshire after 3rd and 4th place showings in Iowa. Biden shifting his criticism from Sanders and former Mayor Pete Buttigieg to President Trump.
You know, Trump's going to tell us over and over again that the economy is on the ballot this year. It sure is. But something else is on the ballot. Character is on the ballot. The character of this country's on the ballot.
Trump casting a shadow over the New Hampshire primary by hosting his own rally at the same arena Democrats filled just days ago. And down this street in front of the arena where President Trump will be holding his rally is a sea of red Make America Great Again baseball hats worn by the crowd already gathering at the front doors. And the president tweeting this morning that he wants to shake up the Dems a little bit. Mona Kosar Abdi, ABC News, Manchester, New Hampshire.
And there's so much more to come this hour on RTV6. We are getting to the bottom of why there are some dark stretches of highway on I-65. What happened to the lights? Well, we found out after concerned drivers turned to RTV6 for answers.
And next year at 5, his message lives on after he lost his battle with cancer. The fast-moving tribute to John Andretti and the reminder we will all see when we visit the track.
And we're dry now, but we're watching Wednesday for the next weather system to arrive with the all-familiar pattern of rain and some snow.
$100 Ashley Cash, only at Ashley Home Store.
Veteran racer John Andretti may be gone, but his message to check it for Andretti will live on. Andretti Autosport, headed by his cousin Michael Andretti, announced today on Twitter that all Andretti cars will carry the hashtag check it for Andretti all season long. It's an effort to honor and spread the word about colon cancer, as John did. John started the campaign after he was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2017. He died January 30th.
The numbers just keep getting bigger in the spread of the coronavirus. China's Health Commission announced the highest number of people killed from the virus in a single day, 97 casualties on Sunday. The total number of deaths is climbing toward 1,000, and 66 more cases reported on the Diamond Princess cruise ship off the coast of Japan. That makes at least 135 out of 3,700 passengers have caught the virus, including at least 23 Americans. And disappointing news in efforts to address Alzheimer's disease. This involved 2 experimental drugs, one from Indianapolis-based Eli Lilly. They failed to prevent or slow mental decline in a study of people who are virtually destined to develop Alzheimer's disease at a relatively young age because of rare gene flaws. After 5 years, people given either of the 2 drugs scored about the same on memory and thinking tests as others given placebo treatments.
Well, we had a little bit of snow over the weekend, but nothing to get too excited about.
But a 2-year-old in Texas got really excited to see her first snowfall. Move over, Elsa. Meet Madeline. Darling. And off she goes, all decked out as Frozen's Elsa. That is Elsa, stomping her way through the snow. Last week's snowfall was the first major snow Katy, Texas has seen in years, nearly 8 inches, and certainly the first for 2-year-old Madeline. Her mom posted her reaction on Facebook, and as of this morning, it had over 46 million views.
She is giving you a full performance there.
She is living the dream.
Yes,
I'm hoping she got to make a nice little Olaf after that.
So you think they were blasting the music then from inside the house so she could hear it and make her...
No, I think she was singing.
She's very
pretty amazing. They got some snow in Texas. We had a blast of snow yesterday.
We did.
I mean, I don't mean blast like fun, but a blast of snow that quickly covered roads.
Yeah.
So those big snowflakes are caused by the melting that takes place on the way down, so they stick together and they become larger and larger. But I thought you might find this interesting. I'm going to attempt to say something interesting.
I'm waiting.
All right,
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Go to the map there. You think, okay, we haven't had any snow this winter, but if you look back since 2000, 4 of our top 10 snowiest winters in Indianapolis have all occurred in the last 20 years. So there's no lack of snowfall. It's just we haven't had much this season. Okay, there's the cloud cover, the gray, no rain for now. I think we're dry tonight, dry tomorrow. The rain that we had that was steady is off to the south now, and there's some thunderstorms, Mississippi, Alabama, that may move into Georgia. For us, we get a little bit of a break, and we need it after 1.5 to 2 inches of rain in the last 24 to 36 hours. 37 in Indy, 34 in Lafayette. Temperature in Columbus 2 degrees warmer than that. Say hello to Nugget and Peaches. I think they're daydreaming here of a day when the sun was last out.
When I like coming back, right?
I always like to say he's pancaked himself there. The legs are flat out in the back. Peaches is in the back. You can barely see her. You see her ears sticking up. Thanks to Teresa for sending in the picture. Good evening for a walk. You'll need to clean off the paws, though, as you come back in the house. A little bit muddy. Temperatures during the day tomorrow work their way to a high of 41. There's a real possibility we'll see at least a sliver of sunshine through the day. Wednesday, dry in the morning. Our rain snow chances increase in the afternoon. I think we'll have snow at the beginning, rain in the middle, snow at the end. Sounds familiar with these patterns that we've had. 7 a.m., not much happening. We'll stop this at 1 o'clock. There's the rain, southern third of the state, as it lifts to the north. On the northern edge of this, a period of snow. Could be some heavy, wet snow once again. Rain continues to lift, and then overnight we'll go the other way. The colder air will catch remaining moisture, and we'll wake up to some snow on Thursday. Snowfall potential, I think we'll see some light accumulating snow, especially over the northern half of the state. This would be slushy, as temperatures will be close to the freezing mark, but it looks like we'll keep our eye on that potential. I want to point this out. We'll dry out after some snow showers Thursday, but look at Valentine's Day. That sticks out like a sore thumb in the 7-day forecast because 8 degrees for the low, 22 for the high, but it's very fleeting. It goes right back into the 30s as we get to Saturday.
Oh, I thought it stuck out because you have a big heart on it.
Oh, I always have a big heart.
Thanks, Kevin. Add 3 more concerts to an already busy spring and summer concert season in central Indiana. Let's start with the Backstreet Boys. They announced a second North American tour today, which will stop at the Ruoff Music Center in Noblesville on Friday, July 31st. Tickets go on sale Friday at noon.
And 2 of the biggest bands in heavy metal, Megadeth and Lamb of God, will also be at Ruoff this summer. They are co-headlining a tour across North America that makes a stop in central Indiana on Friday, July 3rd. Tickets go on sale Friday at 10 a.m.
We've also got something for country music fans out there. The multi-award winning Martina McBride is coming to the Brown County Music Center in Nashville on Friday, April 24th. Tickets also go on sale Friday at 10 a.m.
Turbulence abounds as pilot Pete tries to find love on The Bachelor. What he tells us was the toughest week of his life. That's coming up. Hello to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV, and we're covering 2 big trials for you today. It's day number 14 in the Harvey Weinstein rape trial in New York City. The defense team is saying they have 4 or 5 more witnesses they plan to call. Perhaps the most anticipated of the witnesses is a model named Claudia Salinas. Last week, accuser Lauren Young told the jury that Salinas deliberately closed the door behind her, leaving her trapped inside of the bathroom in Weinstein's hotel suite. According to Young, this left her with no easy way out when Weinstein was groping her.
I felt so trapped, and I was in shock, and I just started backing up away from him.
I'm going to pause you for 1 second. When you say you felt trapped, can you describe for the jury what about that situation made you feel trapped?
At first, the fact that the girl had invited me and closed the door and didn't come in and left me there, that's when I realized I'm stuck here. Somebody put me in here.
And to be clear, that was from one of our voice reenactments there. If convicted of predatory sexual assault, Weinstein could be sent to prison for the rest of his life. We also have our crews in Tampa, Florida for the Ice Cream Man murder trial. Defendant Michael Keatley is accused of shooting 6 people as an act of revenge. Keatley was shot and left disabled after being robbed at gunpoint in his ice cream truck 9 months prior. The state says that Keatley went after the men that he thought hurt him, but the defense says the state got the wrong guy.
Stay with Court TV for gavel-to-gavel coverage of these cases and all of America's most compelling criminal trials. I'm Julie Grant. Now back to you in the studio.
Julie, thank you. You can learn more about the other cases around the nation right now at courttv.com.
It may be the most dramatic season in Bachelor history. America is on board for the wild ride as pilot Pete searches for true love. And the next leg of this journey is just a few hours away here on RTV6. Last week's two-night special kicked off with the women angry about the return of villain Alea. And just as soon as Peter squashes that drama, more fights between the women break out in the house. The group then traveled to Santiago, Chile, and Peter hopes to put the drama behind him. We got to talk with Peter and ask him some questions about the season, like, is his relationship with Hannah Brown really over once and for all?
Not much I can tell you about that. Maybe if there's anything else with Hannah Brown. But what I can speak on is, yeah, what you guys saw of us in the very beginning of the season was a lot of just real, raw conversations that kind of needed to be had. And I know it kind of was left maybe a little open-ended, but there also was, you know, in that moment there was good closure.
Well, he concluded by telling us he is happy now, but he can't say much more. He also tells us that the final week of filming was the toughest week of his life. So we will just have to wait and tune in. You can follow along Peter's journey to find love tonight at 8 here on RTV6. Mark loves hearing my reaction to all of it the whole time.
It's very entertaining to watch Amanda watching this show. Yes.
Tonight at 8.
All new at 6 p.m. here on RTV6. A proposal involving the White River has people in one community on edge. The issue, the concerns, and we get answers for you.
But first on the Now Indy, wash or not wash the car. In weather like this, it can seem like a lost cause. The 4 reasons to wash so you don't waste your money. You're watching RTV6.